Hey everyone, I'm Alex, the founder of RenderLion, and today I'll show you how to generate an engaging intro animation. Before we start, please be sure that you are logged into your RenderLion account. Let's begin by clicking the Generate button from the header menu and choose the Video Intro option. Once your profile is loaded, we can start generating an animated intro. Remember, all videos generated with RenderLion are simultaneously created in 3 sizes: square, portrait, and landscape. That means you don't need to worry about extra editing. In my example, as you see, I chose the default video preview in square format. Now let's set up the profile. You can set up your profile only once, and it will be used for all your future videos. Let's begin by uploading your company logo, avatar, or any image you prefer. In my example, I will use a company logo called Lily. Once the logo is uploaded, the changes will be reflected in the right video preview section in real time. You can scale down or up your logo appearance to fit perfectly within the logo preview circle. I'll set my logo scale value to 80%. If you want your logo to have a background color, you can choose one or leave it transparent. In my example, I prefer a transparent background as it looks cleaner. The next step is selecting your color palette. The colors you set now will be used in all future videos generated using RenderLion. You can customize colors like the background, text, and elements, or select a predefined setup by clicking on the color palette. I used the color palette to set the profile colors for my example. Just click the Select from Color Palette button, select your preferred palette, and click the Update. To update the elements color to red, I clicked on Elements Color, selected red from the color pick, and clicked Update. Once I did that, the new colors were updated in the video preview on the right. To set up the fonts used in the video intro, please click on the headline font, choose the font you wish to use, and click Update. Repeat the process for regular text too. Select a font and click Update. The last step in setting up your profile is to adjust your brand name, slogan, and website, as you see I'm doing right now. Remember that these data are unnecessary, so you can skip them by removing them. You can see all your changes from my profile in the video preview section. Once your profile is all set, you can use it for all your future videos. Setting up your profile can be done only once, but you can adjust properties for future videos anytime. Now I click the Next button from the bottom right corner and proceed to the next step. Here you must choose a background for the intro animation. You can opt for either a static or animated background. You can also add an image as a background, as in my example. I added a photo from the RenderLion gallery. Search for an image you want to add, select it, and click Update. Once the image was added as a background, I set the transparency to 40%. I also chose to remove the image background. To do that, click on the Remove Image Background button. The following process may take up to a few minutes. Once my image background was removed, I changed the opacity from the 40% set before to 25% because I think it will look better. Once the background data is set, let the magic happen. Click on the right arrow button under the video preview and let the RenderLion AI generate an animated visual effect background for your intro. For each click you make, a new animated background is generated under 1 second. You have thousands of visual motion effects to choose from. Repeat this process until you find an animated background you like. In my example, I will stop now and let this glitch effect be the background for my video intro. Once I choose my intro background, let's proceed by clicking on the Next button and setting up the intro content. You can introduce text in multiple combinations, such as headline plus text, text and headline, headline only, or regular text only. Also, you can always check the RenderLion content suggestion below the text combination buttons. In my example, I chose to have a 2-row headline: Shop more, save more. I added an engaging message for the regular text, up to 50% off now, with an emoji too. I added a call to action message for my intro, which is not mandatory. Also, you can add an intro image, but I prefer to keep the animated background set on the preview step. As I did in this example, you can easily create text data for your intro using ChatGPT. Once the data for my intro are set, let's magic happen. I click on the next arrow under the video preview and let the RenderLion AI generate visual motions for the intro. In under 1 second, video motions are created based on my data in a single click. You have tens of thousands of visual effects generated at each click on the right arrow. Remember, you can always add an effect you like to your favorite and use it on future intros you'll create. Also, each effect has a unique identifier of a combination of human names and locations, limited to 1 million possible combinations. Stop generating intro effects when you find a video motion you like, as I do now, and click the next button from the bottom right corner to proceed to the last step. Here, you can set up the final settings for your video intro. First, as you can see in my example, I decreased my video speed and set the animation effects timing as the default. Second, I decreased the horizontal and vertical scaling values to 70% because I wanted my intro text slightly smaller. It's better now. By clicking on filters, you can adjust your video brightness, contrast, and hue, and you can even make it in grayscale and more. But I chose to leave the video as it is with the default values. Now let's show you how to set up an animated watermark over your video. The watermark is created based on the data you set up on my profile. For my example, I chose to position the watermark in the middle bottom of the video. To do that, I set the watermark's horizontal position to 50% and slightly changed the vertical position to 105%. The video preview on the right shows all the changes in real time. Also, I scaled up the watermark to 110% because I think it will look better. As you saw in this tutorial, when I click the right arrow button under the video preview, I will generate a new animated effect for my watermark. With each click, a new watermark animation effect is created in under 1 second. It would be best to stop until you find an effect you like, as I do now in this example. Another option in the RenderLion video settings step is to set up an animated border for your video intro. If you don't want to have one, you can always click on the No Border button. For my example, I chose to have a 60-pixel border size and scale the border to 100%. Once I set the border preferences, I click the right arrow under the video preview and let the RenderLion AI create a new border motion effect for my video. With each click I make, a new animated border is created in under 1 second, which is fantastic. You can repeat this until an animated border you like is generated. The border is related to your profile preferences set in the first step. Wow, an animated border I like has been created, so I will stop to generate new border effects and continue to add a sound for my animated intro. You can add your sounds, but I selected one from the RenderLion music gallery for this example. I will keep this sound, but remember that you have many songs to choose from, and even add your own MP3 files. The last thing I want to do before saving is check how my intro video looks in different formats. I click the portrait switch button from the top and make a quick check. I do the same for the landscape preview. Everything looks perfect, so I will click the Finish button at the bottom right corner and save the intro animation. Remember that you can edit any saved video as many times as you want, and even use it as a template. Now I will click the Render to Download button to render my video in square size. I switched to portrait and clicked the Render to Download button to have it for my social media stories, TikTok and YouTube Shorts. I do the same for the landscape format so that my intro can be downloaded in all 3 sizes simultaneously without extra editing or other complications. The rendering process might take 2 to 3 minutes, but once your video is ready, you can preview and download it by clicking the Download button for each size. Also, remember that you have several image thumbnails for each video format to choose from, download and use as you wish. Thank you for following along with this tutorial on creating a stunning video intro using RenderLion. As you've seen, the RenderLion platform streamlines the video creation process, letting you customize and generate content directly from simple static data. No more wrestling with complex video editing software or sticking to inflexible templates. Whether you're creating intros, promotional videos, or personal messages, our RenderLion adapts to your needs, offering a plethora of options with minimal effort on your part. So why wait? Begin your creative adventure today and see your static data come to life like never before. I'm Alex, and I thank you for choosing RenderLion.